Deep within the heart of every living being lies an unborn truth, a force untouched by time or space, resting quietly in the soul for millennia. This is the philosophy of the living God, who exists not outside of us, but within. It is not a deity to be worshipped from afar, but a presence to be discovered inside each one of us. Before time, before form, the living God existed as pure consciousness. Every human being carries this seed within, the essence of creation, of boundless potential. Yet few recognize it, for the world teaches us to look outward for meaning, for answers. But the living God asks for stillness, for the eyes to turn inward, where the eternal waits patiently. Neuroscience indicates that introspection activates the brain's default mode network, which supports self-reflection and the understanding of one's inner state. This aligns with the idea that profound truths and self-awareness come from looking within. When we gaze inward, we see not only our true self, but also the illusions that bind us. The living God can only be revealed in silence, when the veils of the ego are lifted. The journey to self-knowledge is not one of outward exploration, but an inward voyage to the soul's deepest chambers. In the mirror of the self, the image is often distorted, twisted by fears, desires, and the endless chatter of the mind. But there is a way to calm the water, to make the reflection clear once again. Cognitive psychology and mindfulness research show that meditation reduces mental noise and increases clarity of thought. Studies indicate that consistent mindfulness practice can help individuals separate their true self from ego-driven distortions, enabling a clearer perception of reality. In the philosophy of the living God, the light of silence is paramount. It is in these moments of quiet, when the noise of the world fades away, that the true light within us can shine. This light is the essence of all living beings, bound together by a timeless consciousness. Silence is not the absence of sound, but the presence of a deeper knowing. It is in this silence that the living God speaks, not in words, but in feelings, in a sense of belonging, of connection to all life. The light of silence guides us to an inner peace, an awareness of the interconnectedness of all things. We are the trees, the rivers, the mountains, and they are us, bound by the light of the living God. Neurobiological research shows that silence and meditation can shift brainwave activity to theta waves, which are associated with deep intuition and relaxation. These moments also trigger the release of serotonin, promoting calm and fostering a sense of connection with one's environment and others. The quest for the living God is not a pilgrimage to a distant kingdom, but a journey into the kingdom that lies within us. It takes courage to shed the layers of fear, pride, and illusion, but those who persist will find their way to the inner kingdom, where true freedom resides beyond the limitations of the physical world. This is not a journey for the faint-hearted. It is one that demands the soul to face its own darkness, to confront the shadow that has long been ignored. But beyond this shadow lies the gateway to the inner kingdom, where the living God awaits. In this space, there is no need for words or thoughts, only a pure awareness of being, a sense of returning home. The path is steep, but the reward is infinite. The liberation of the soul, the awakening of the eternal self. At the end of this inner journey, a rebirth awaits, a rebirth of consciousness, where the self is finally reunited with the eternal light of the living God. In this state of being, there is no separation, only unity, peace, and a deeper understanding of our true purpose in the universe. Rebirth is not the end of the journey, but the beginning of a new way of being. In this reborn state, the soul no longer sees the world as fragmented, but as whole. The living God is not separate from us, but the very force that moves through every living thing. In this oneness, we rediscover our connection to all of existence, the flowers, the birds, the sky, the stars, and understand that we are part of a greater cosmic dance. And in this dance, there is only love.